Wisps of smoke rise lazily aloft. Villagers live a comfortable and leisurely life. That was our impression of Baoliang ancient village when we first arrived. It is hard to imagine that this 300-year-old village was once desolate, with only 9 residents. As we get to know more about its story, we've also documented the transformation,
小时候特别讨厌农村
the concerns,
村长一看我几天没来，他就问别人：“哎，是不是阿超不干了呀？”
the hope,
还是保住村子的样子，不要大灾大建。
the commitment,
我就当了8年的村长，
and the lucrative opportunities,
光签约费1500万。
and the relentless efforts made by a group of people outside the urban jungle.
When I was little, I lived in a village and didn't like it, not one bit. In fact, I hated the countryside. How come? Because things were very strict, but after I grew up, I was overwhelmed with work and life generally, and I began to miss the countryside. When your schedule for the next day is full, before the day even begins, you start longing for the old days. I thought about it, living a carefree life, but that was nothing more than a dream. Wishful thinking.
Uncle Damor has amassed a lot of followers by sharing videos of rural life in Hainan. Many villages featured in his videos have become popular tourist attractions. How did you bring the villagers on board to make the videos?
They're just ordinary folk, not professional actors. Their participation shouldn't be too challenging. For example, in my video, the village head played a villager. Back then, not a single tourist came to the village. Now, many people come with their kids to spend the weekend here.
In recent years, Baoliang Ancient Village has implemented a rural revitalization strategy. Previously untapped resources, such as coffee and tourism, are being explored.
Back when we were making videos in Baoliang village, there was no place to sit and dine. There was nothing except for a fish pond. We set up a table with bamboo underneath and started shooting from there. The road was quite muddy too. A year has now passed and more facilities have been put in place and events have been put on, including one organised by the village head and fellow residents. When we first came here, there was none of this. All we had was a vacant lot where we sat and had barbecues. When more city people start coming here and spend more money, more opportunities arise for villagers to make a better living. You can still find our old videos online. It would be impossible now to replicate what we filmed. A few houses in poor condition, but now they've been renovated and are presented as top snapshot spots. Just a little renovation and tidying up the surroundings is enough to make these ancient mansions shipshape. Visitors can stroll around at their own leisure after enjoying dinner near the entrance and lap up the rural scenery. Compared with my childhood spent in the countryside, kids who grow up in the city miss out on the experience of unbridled happiness, whereas happiness is within easy reach of country kids.
In recent years, as Baoliang Ancient Village rises to fame, it has attracted a lot of growth opportunities and many young locals to return and start their own businesses. As for those projects that you guys started, including a coffee shop in the village, are the elderly okay with it?
Oh yes, they're very happy with it all, because they've been living here all their lives as they witnessed the village's decline from quite a populous place to being almost empty. They felt lonely. So when we moved back, they were really happy. I remember when I first arrived, I took a few days off work without giving notice. After a few days, when the village head noticed I was missing, he asked someone, "Has Chow quit?" Don't tell me he was so burnt out he's quit, because he feared we'd pack up and go. Are you going to come out and join us for the filming? Are they taking pictures of us? It's going to be an interview. Shall we do it here? No, outside under the upas tree.
Have you had a go on this seesaw?
No, it's just been installed.
Do you want to give it a try? Maybe sit on this end.
I'm 73 years old. It used to be an impoverished village. We joined the local farm in 1981, and I was the village head for 18 years. Do you like what they've done here? Absolutely, I think it's great. We'll all benefit from the better environment, roads and surroundings.
Speaking of the future of the village, to our surprise, the older and the younger generation have different outlooks.
I'd like to see a lot more change in the village. I hope the coffee shop opens soon. We could encourage many more things. I really have high hopes for the village. But it would be nice if it retains its character and we don't demolish everything. Our way of living, including our houses, should remain basically the same. The countryside really does have a particular charm. When people come here, they can enjoy taking things easy.
As promotional videos for rural villages gain more traction, the lure of money creeps in too. To change the style of his videos and to keep his content independent, how did Uncle Damor approach this dilemma?
2 years ago, a friend from a top international company contacted me, asking if I was interested in working with them. It's a legit company, and this was no scam. We'd been friends for years. I didn't want to be in front of the camera, so he suggested I help them with content and strategies. I also had the freedom to keep my operation independent, or ask them to help out. As I've said before, they offered to sign me on for 15 million yuan. However, we all have our own goals. I value the freedom of creating what I want.
Everyone has their own vision of perfect country life, and the current rural development may not perfectly match our imagination. But it is undeniable that those villages are thriving. In Baoliang Ancient Village, the grey-haired village head, the young entrepreneur who started the coffee business, Uncle Damor, and all the villagers who weren't featured in our video are all contributing to the rejuvenation of this lovely village.